ko hinanap. Ikaw na ang bumaba dahil lamang sa habag. Ako ay pinili at pinatawad pa. Binigay ang iyong buhay, o pag-ibig na dakila. Tinawag mong bayan ng malayo sa'yo. Kinilala kang Diyos na rebelde sa'yo. Nasumpungan ikaw ng iyong para sa'yo. Anong biyaya to na pinili ako? Walang mabuting bagay lumalabas sa akin. Puro lang kasalanan ang ninais. Ngunit ako'y sinagip sa dagat na malalim. Ito'y di ko mawarin na ako'y pinili. Dumating ang biyaya na di ko hinanap. Ikaw na ang bumaba dahil lamang sa habag. Ako ay pinili at pinatawad pa. Binigay ang iyong buhay, o pag-ibig na dakila. Tinawag mong bayan ng malayo sa'yo. Kinilala kang Diyos na rebelde sa'yo. Nasumpungan ikaw ng iyong para sa'yo. Anong biyaya to na pinili ako? Walang mabuting bagay lumalabas sa akin. Puro lang kasalanan ang ninais. Ngunit ako'y sinagip sa dagat na malalim. Ito'y di ko mawarin na ako'y pinili.
Sa kapahamakan, kaya wala dahilan para magpakahangal at magpakahalang. Magpasalamat naman, ikaw ay kanyang pinili na maniraan sa kahari ang kanyang pag-aari. Nag-iisang putang, ito magpaparalinisin ang kasalanan at dumi ng grabe na pagkaraming sakripisyo. Bumaba si Kristo para sa lahat. Salamat sa lahat. Ako may makasalanan, walang sawa mo pa rin akong binibigyan. Bibigyan ni Kristo ang pananampalataya. Buod kinalis sa kaluluwa, hindi patsid mo ka na. Parang sa ustisya na pagpapapili mo sa mga makasalanan. Siya akong binahal, si isaw pinapuputan bago pumatitang na ang hambal. Tinawag mong bayan ng malayo sa'yo. Kinilala kang Diyos na rebelde sa'yo. Nasumpungan ikaw ng iyong para sa'yo. Anong biyaya to na pinili ako? Walang mabuting bagay lumalabas sa akin. Puro lang kasalanan ang ninais. Ngunit ako'y sinagip sa dagat na malalim. Ito'y di ko mawarin na ako'y pinili. Nasumpungan ikaw ng iyong manap sa'yo. Anong biyaya to na pinili ako?
What's up? Oh, yun. What's up? Oh, skeptic. Magpakilala ka na muna. Ano yung main position mo?
Hello, rinig na ba?
Rinig naman.
Pero sa akin lang, I don't claim 100% certainty. Bale sa akin, agnostic atheist, bale ganun yung... I just believe there is no God, pero who knows? Pero kung merong makapresent ng...
Tama ba yung pagkakarinig ko? You believe that there's no God?
Yes, yes, tama.
Okay, so in a logical term, ano negation yan? That's a negation, right? In double negation, ano ang ibig sabihin? Sabi mo, I believe that there's no God, right? Is that a claim? Is that a proposition or not?
Hindi siya claim. You can only siguro kung magsasabi ka ng I know that there is no God, parang iba yun sa I believe.
No. The I know is about knowledge. Okay?
Um,
When we say about, when we say believe, we're talking about yung atheist, theism. Okay? Okay? We're not talking
mm.
about knowledge here. Just the belief. Okay?
So,
Okay? We're not
ah,
talking about knowledge here. Okay? We're not talking, iba yon, iba yon. Iba yung knowledge. Let's not talk about that. Sabi
mm,
mo, I believe that there's no God. Is that a proposition or not?
yeah, can be.
It is, right?
It is.
Okay. When you say it is a proposition, it carries the value of what? True or false, right? Bivalent statement yan, di ba?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. Tapos, yung sa akin, I believe God exists, or I believe there is God, that's also a proposition, correct?
Correct.
Okay, we don't care about 100% certainty here. Kasi you're talking about knowledge, right?
Mm.
Okay, well, let's not talk about knowledge. Let's just talk about the belief. Okay?
Mm.
Sabi mo, you believe that there's no God. What would
Uh-huh.
be the argument for the claim that there's no God? You believe that there's no God, that there's no God. Ano yung argument?
It's just uh, para sa akin lang based sa Bible.
No. Teka. Ako yung Christian dito.
Hindi. Alam ko. Pero
Okay.
itatanong ko lang, Christian God ba yung pinapaniwalaan mo?
Okay, when you say, I believe there is no God, what do you mean by God? What do you mean by God?
The basic meaning of God, which is the God of any religion, di ba? Islam, Christianity.
No, that cannot be the definition of God. Kasi when you say God, hindi pwedeng maging any God of the religion kasi magkakaiba, right? Magkakaiba yung conception, right?
Pero gano'n na rin yun eh. I don't believe any
It's
idea
not.
God or gods, polytheistic o ano pa ba, monotheistic gods, monotheistic religion. Any gods, di ba?
Okay. So, ganito. Would you agree with this definition then? Na yung sinasabi mong, I believe there is no God, ang ibig sabihin ng God doon is the being than which no greater can be conceived. Do you agree with that definition?
Ano yun? Ulit.
The being than which no greater can be conceived. Anselm's, definition. Agree ka doon? Ayun yung sinasabi mong God, you don't believe that
Uh,
God exists. Right?
yeah, the basic meaning omni, di ba? Omniscient,
Yeah.
omnibenevolent, tsaka yeah,
Yeah,
ganun.
lahat ng omnis, it means lahat ng great making properties is nandun sa
Mhm.
God na yun na tinutukoy.
Correct.
Ngayon, right? So
Mhm.
meaning, tama yung definition ko na God, by definition, is the being than which no greater can be conceived. It means, all great making properties is nasa Kanya. Okay?
Mhm.
Tama?
Tama.
Okay, so hindi ito lahat ng paniniwalaan na sinasabi mo kasi yung iba is creatures lang yung God nila. Hindi creator, right? So marami tayong matatanggal doon, tama?
Correct.
Okay, so ang matitira na lang dito is actually if you actually chase further down, ang matitira na lang dito is Islam,
Alright.
Judaism, at Christianity.
Mhm.
Okay, ngayon ang pinag-uusapan natin itong God you don't believe that exist is yung God na tinutukoy nila, right? Yung tatlong religion na yon.
Yeah.
Okay, so ngayon what's the argument?
But for me, as an agnostic atheist, it's just not convincing lang for the arguments of theists. For me na, for example, the Kalam cosmological argument, it doesn't make, it doesn't make sense. May sense naman, pero it's not convincing. Di ba?
Pero
Alam mo,
question ko sa iyo, being convinced, does it follow truthfulness o hindi?
what do you mean? Follow truthfulness.
Kailangan ganito, does it matter if you're convinced or not kung totoo naman? Like for example, do I really have to convince you na 1 plus 1 equals 2?
Hindi naman, pero but
Okay, good.
uh,
So, ibig sabihin, labas yung kung convince ka o hindi, right? Walang kinalaman yun sa truth and falsity ng claims ng bawat isa, right?
Whether convinced ako o hindi, meron pa rin there's truth, objective truth.
Yeah, exactly. So, ibig sabihin, hindi nakasalalay yung truth and falsity ng isang proposition based dun sa psychological status mo, which is convinced ka o hindi, right?
Correct. That's why I'm agnostic atheist.
Na it's about knowledge kasi ang agnosticism is about knowledge. Well, let's not talk about the knowledge, okay? Let's just talk about the belief. Why do you believe that God doesn't exist?
It's equivalent kasi just for me lang kasi it's like you're claiming that there's a dragon on my closet.
Correct?
It's a supernatural claim, so it requires extraordinary evidence.
Pero can you actually prove that there's no dragon in your place? No. You can do that, right?
But that can't be falsifiable, correct?
What do you mean?
Hindi siya falsifiable, di ba? Because it cannot be detected. Di ba?
No, hindi ibig sabihin hindi detectable ay hindi falsifiable. All you have to do is you need to posit a theoretical falsification for any hypothesis. You don't need to actually falsify it with evidence.
It needs to be falsifiable, di ba? Para
Yeah, even theoretically, yeah.
But it's not falsifiable, di ba? When there's a dragon on my closet.
It is falsifiable theoretically.
Paano siya maging falsifiable?
Do sa attributes ng dragon,
Pero
sa characters, ano itsura, right?
for example, I made up a story na may dragon.
Mhm.
It's not falsifiable, di ba? It cannot be detected by any device.
It doesn't matter if you can actually, like for example, ganito. Does gravity exist?
Of course, 100%.
Really? Okay, can you prove it?
It has been proven scientifically.
How? No, it's
I mean,
scientifically proven the effects, not the gravity, only the effects.
It has been proven mathematically and scientifically, correct?
So exactly.
Correct me if I'm
So
wrong.
it means you can actually theoretically disprove it, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So it means you don't need evidence to actually falsify it. You only need the theoretical way of falsifying it.
Pero hindi siya comparable sa dragon, di ba? Because gravity
Why?
is detectable.
You just said gravity exists, right?
But it's detectable, di ba?
No, the effects are detectable, not the gravity itself.
But
This is David Hume.
But the dragon in my closet can't be detected. That's a difference.
No. Teka, punta mo tayo sa gravity kasi you just said it exists, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then your proof is what?
My proof is the scientific explanation of the scientist.
Yeah, actually there are scientists that are actually questioning yung basic theory ng gravity, right? They need to actually change it to incorporate quantum physics. Do you know that? They're
Yes.
actually saying we need a new
Mhm.
a new theory of gravity to incorporate quantum physics.
Pero
Correct?
for now, correct. But for now, gravity is proven, diba? Scientifically proven. We can
No, the effects is
It's
only
object-
proven. Nagigets mo ba? Nagigets mo ba?
Yeah, gets kong ibig sabihin mo na it's the gravity alone can't be detected, pero yung effects, diba?
Yeah, pero how did you say that it exists?
It's just using my basic senses that there is gravity.
Oh, so sa senses ka na. Okay. How about natural laws?
Mhm.
Do they exist?
Natural laws, yeah.
Yeah. They
course.
do? They do? How?
Can you specify the natural laws?
Like the gravity.
Yeah, of course.
Does it exist?
Of course.
It does? How? Prove it.
Why would the scientists had studied the gravity had proven already. Diba?
No, they only
I'm not
prove
sure.
it. They only prove the effects of it. Nakikita mo ba yung hindi mo ba nare-realize? Ganto. Hindi mo ba nare-realize yung distinction ng effect
Mhm.
and then yung existence?
Gets ko? So how teka, where are we getting? How do you relate this to God?
Because you're confusing the word existence. What do you mean by existence then?
Existence can be detected by
It's effects.
it's detectable.
It's detectable by virtue of what? Its effects?
Of course. The
Okay.
effects and
So can I argue that God exists because of the Ten Commandments? That's the effect. And the effect of that with people. Can I do that?
how so? Bakit mo?
Well, you just granted now we can actually detect gravity through its effect.
But it has been proven.
The effect.
Hindi ko alam pero
Or like for example, ganito. Like for example, let's observe a person. Okay? Let's observe a person na one, dati siyang hindi naniniwala sa Diyos. Okay? And then nung nagkaroon siya ng conversion, we see the effect of that belief and that yung pagiging Christian niya, nagbago yung buhay niya. Can I say God exists because of that? O hindi?
ay para sa akin lang naman hindi siya comparable.
Okay, go.
Comparable.
Okay, fine. I can grant that. Kung yan ang ibig mo sabihin. Kung ang ibig mo sabihin is hindi siya comparable, well, how did you prove the existence of gravity based on its effect?
As I've said, it's whether you believe it or not, there's an objective truth. So when it comes to gravity, there's no debate on that, di ba?
There is. Come on.
But except
Read scientific journals.
maybe conspiracy theorists, probably.
No. Even the quantum physicists, they're actually asking for a new theory of gravity that actually incorporate quantum physics. Don't tell me conspiracy theories yung mga yon.
But for now, we have the objective truth.
Yeah,
Na
yung
unchanged.
ang point mo lang naman kung may debate, 'di ba? Ang point mo lang naman kung may debate, 'di ba?
Mhm.
O may debate nga. Sabi ko, read scientific journals. The quantum physicists are actually asking for a new theory of gravity because it doesn't incorporate, it doesn't like welcome yung observation na sa quantum physics. Does that count as a debate? Okay, then therefore
Pero-
gravity doesn't exist.
Gravity does exist.
Yeah, you keep saying that. I'm
Of
waiting for the proof.
No, I don't need to prove that. Na-prove na ng mga scientists yan natin.
So okay. So it means dahil appeal to authority ka ba? So appeal to authority ang ginagamit mo. So can I say na I don't have to prove God exists because na-prove na ng mga theologian?
Appeal to authority na fallacy?
Yeah.
Of course, no. It has been proven. It's a fact. Appeal to authority siguro.
Yeah,
kung
but you're just saying na they proved it. That's it. Yan lang yung sinasabi mo. You have no
100%.
argument.
Teka, if your teacher asks you if gravity exists, do you answer, it depends? Do you say that? Di ba
Yeah, I
hindi na-
would now. Pero back then, no. I would now. Back then, I wouldn't.
I'm not sure
But
why
you're-
you...
Pero teka. Paano mo hindi nakita na appeal to authority yung ginawa mo?
Because I don't know, because there's an objective truth about gravity.
Yeah, you keep saying that. You keep saying that.
Established na kasi to siya. Hindi to siya a debate hindi na siya just a hot topic in debate, di ba? There's an objective truth.
I just gave you one instance na it's being debated because they asking for new theory, gravitational theory, to actually incorporate quantum physics.
Yeah, but I'm referring for at the moment, for now.
Yeah,
Because
at the
of
moment
the
they're asking
language.
that. They're asking for that kasi it doesn't incorporate the yung ng observational sa quantum physics. So I don't see your point.
So
So sabi mo gravity exists, right?
So, ibig sabihin mo, hindi ka naniniwala sa gravity.
No, I'm not saying that.
I,
Naniniwala ako. My question is, how do you prove it?
I don't need to prove it.
So,
Actually,
tapos na pala itong debate ito, I don't have to prove God exists then.
no. It's not
Okay, I'm
comparable.
confused.
It's not comparable.
Why not? Why not?
It's definitely not. The effects of gravity, di ba? When you throw an object, any
The
object,
effects
it
and
goes
belief in
down.
God. So, what's your point?
What
Hindi ko gets
is
yung point. Hindi ko gets yung double standard.
so hindi siya double standards actually. So
Ano?
you are comparing two things. The other thing
Uh-huh.
is there's an objective truth. The other thing is it's still a claim. No one had
No,
proven
no,
it.
no, no, that's your claim.
No.
The
Uh,
circular reasoning, dude.
why?
Hindi ba umakit ka dito, sabi mo, I believe there's no God. That's a proposition that you need to actually prove. Then you're just assuming it. That's begging the question. Kasi sinasabi mo, hindi. Kasi hindi to objective. Yeah, that's your claim. That's your
Um,
claim. You have to prove that. You cannot assume it.
it's just not. I'm sorry. I'm not being sarcastic, but I just don't see the comparison, the gravity to God.
You just said gravity exists.
100%.
Exactly. Sabi mo kanina, walang... So sinasabi mo, sure ka na 100% gravity exists, pero hindi ka sure na God doesn't exist 100%, right?
Right, right.
Okay, so mas madaling i-prove sa yung gravity exists kasi because you're 100% sure, right?
Yes, because there's an objective truth.
Yeah, what is it?
There's an
What's the
objective
evidence for
truth.
it?
It's on the textbooks. It's on.
Oh, so pwede ko sabihin is on the Bible. Can I do that?
I think that's circular reasoning when you.
Yeah, I
Like,
know, right?
pero hindi siya
I agree.
hindi siya comparable, di ba? Hindi siya it's
It
not a
is
comparison.
comparable.
You are
It runs with the same logic.
in uh not really because here's the thing. You're comparing a let's say a science book with
Mhm.
objective truths and facts compared sa
Mhm.
books that there are rising dead man, they are in the Quran slicing the moon in half. In the
Mhm.
Bible there is a global flood which I'm not sure if it did happen. I'm not sure if you can prove that,
Yeah,
but anyway, but
yeah,
yeah.
and people actually evolve from single cell,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So for some reason yung lahat ng sinabi mo fantasy, pero you actually believe that a frog became a prince, right?
Yeah, technically.
Exactly.
It's how evolution works.
Exactly. So
We came
how is
from
that different?
How is it different
Yeah,
from what?
from a frog that became prince.
Because there's a scientific process. There is a biogenesis where it was formed by a non-living matter to matter.
Yeah, okay. Prove it.
You can read about it. I
Yeah,
think
yeah. Here we go with the read. You just said that that's circular reasoning, correct?
but we're talking about books with facts.
Yeah, that's a claim. That's a claim. I'm sorry.
Why is it a claim when
Yeah, the
something is
circle.
fact?
Okay, so sabi mo kanina, I cannot do the like for example, God exists because you can read it in the Bible. I cannot do that, right?
I'm not saying you can't, but
So I can now.
you can. It depends because there are some theists that would refer to the Bible to support archaeological evidence, historical evidence. It depends, but
No,
when you
no, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. Can I do that to you right now? Kasi you're doing it to me.
yeah, suppose.
Yeah, okay. So what are we fighting for? What are we fighting about?
But I'm not saying that you will just mention just mere passages, there's this verses. I'm saying if you want to support, if you want to connect the dots with archaeological evidences and historical evidences with the Bible, I think that is valid. But if you're just going to say because God said this, because God said that, so therefore it's true, that is
Kaya
that
nga
is not
tinatanong kita sa existence, nandun pala tayo sa gravity, hindi tayo magkasundo. Sabi mo gravity exists. Sabi
100%.
ko, what's your proof? You keep saying 100%. What's your proof?
I don't need to prove something that is already been proven as a fact.
So sinasabi mo ba, everything that is proven a fact, I cannot prove. I don't have to prove. Tama ba?
Yeah.
Tama ba? Teka. Nabawasan niya naman, may echo yata. Teka. Adjust ko yung settings mo.
Sige.
Sige, nga ulit.
Hello, mic test.
Ayan.
Check.
Sige pa nga.
Mic test. Check.
Oh.
Mic test.
Isa pa.
Mic test. Check. Test. Mic.
Mahina ka ng konti.
Teka. Max naman ang volume ko. Ano kung nangyari? Anong nangyayari ba sa iyo?
Hindi ko alam eh. Teka. Makapunta ako sa audio ko. Kasi kanina nag-e-echo daw. Pati nga, adjust natin. Sige nga, magsalita ka nga.
Hello, mic test.
Mahina pa rin eh.
Check.
Mahina pa rin eh. Kanina kasi may echo eh.
Hello, mic test. Check. Mic test.
Pag inano ko yung echo cancellation, lalakas yung boses mo. Sige nga.
Hello, mic.
Sige nga, isa pa. Wala rin.
Test.
Ayan lang eh, mahina talaga. Umina eh. Bigla kang umina. O sige, narinig naman kita eh. So, okay. Sabi mo gravity exists 100%. You keep saying that, right? You keep saying that for... Okay. Ganito.
Teka, anong take mo sa gravity pala?
Anong take ko sa gravity?
I mean, anong take mo sa gravity? Are you skeptical about it?
No, I'm not skeptical about it, but I'm just demonstrating na you take a lot of things for granted. Kasi you think na it's self-evident na gravity exists, but when I question you, then prove it. Ang bibigay mo lang sa akin is, well, I don't have to prove it. So pag sinabi ko na God exists and I don't have to prove it, sabihin mo, why? Nagets mo? Kasi even, you know David Hume, right?
David, not, hindi.
Okay, David Hume actually posit the argument that anything, we cannot actually prove the causation in the sense na directly, ang kaya lang natin i-perceive, hindi kasi natin na-perceive yung cause. Ang kaya lang natin i-perceive is yung effect. Right? Yung effect. So, kung yung effect lang yung kaya natin i-perceive, then it follows na you cannot actually prove the existence of gravity only through its effect. Gumagawa ka ngayon ng ano ba to? Inductive reasoning. You're doing an inductive reasoning kasi because of its effect. Then you're using the abductive reasoning to explain it na gravity caused it, right?
Yeah.
But it's not a direct evidence. It's not. It's just like me saying na those Christians ng conversion, nag-undergo ng conversion, they change their lives, then that's an effect of being a Christian, then it follows na God exists. So how do you get out of that trap?
Hindi, para sa akin, hindi ko magets eh. Why does it tie gravity ties with God? Because it is gravity, it's scientific.
No.
And the other is just a claim, supernatural claim.
Yeah, both are claims. Okay? Both are claims. Okay. Anyway, ito. Ano? Sige.
Sige.
Medyo mahina yung mic mo ah. Hindi ko alam kung bakit eh.
Hello, mic test.
Hindi ko malaman kung ba't mahina. Kanina okay naman eh. Lapit ka kaya sa mic? Pwede ka ba lumapit sa mic?
Lapit na to eh.
Lapit ka na ba?
Ito. Hello.
Sagad na rin yung sa ano eh. Oh. Sagad na rin eh.
Ano kaya nangyari na ito?
Di ba, gagawin ko, re-upload ko na lang, tapos iano ko na ng limiter para kompleto. Anyway, ito. Bakit siya parehas, ha? Papaliwanag ko sa iyo yung bakit.
Sige.
We are just trying to test the way you conceive existence. Okay? Kasi, nung tinanong kita, does gravity exist? Ang sabi mo, 100%. Right? Sure na sure ka. But when I ask you na prove it, I don't have to. Why? Well, because it's scientifically proven. Okay. There are things na scientifically proven back then na hindi na totoo ngayon, right? Alam mo 'yon?
Yeah.
So okay. So yung existence ng idea mo, what do you mean by it? Kasi iba yung application mo sa existence ng gravity, tapos iba yung perception, yung conception mo sa existence ng Diyos.
Because God violates the natural laws outside time and space. How can something exist without time and without space? That is equivalent to something that doesn't exist. For me, huh?
No. Okay. When you say existence, are you saying na it has to, like, kailangan niya bang nasa matter, space, and time? Yung ba ibig sabihin sa existence?
Yes.
Okay, so ibig mo sabihin, the only way to conceive existence is through space, matter, and time. Correct?
Probably.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. But we don't know. Kasi I'm asking for your conception of existence eh.
Yeah, granting. Sige. Alright.
Okay. Do you make a distinction between reality and existence or hindi?
Reality and existence.
Nag-create ka ba ng distinction o
it's-
wala naman distinction sa'yo?
It's synonymous. In a way, pero hindi, not totally, pero parang...
Okay, what would be the distinction siguro sa palagay mo? The best you can.
Existence is... It involves something sentient, probably.
Ang existence?
Yeah.
So a table doesn't exist then?
I mean, for... nalilito ako, teka.
I know. I know. Kaya di kita pinuntahan dyan dahil gusto ko malaman mo na conception ng existence.
Medyo philosophical.
Yeah.
Ganon. Para sa... It involves... It needs to be...
Kasi before I make an argument for the existence of God, I need to know na if we're talking about the same things and then same conception and same terminologies and same definition, right? Kasi kung hindi, we wouldn't understand each other. Kaya I'm asking you, your conception of existence, are you making a distinction between reality and existence or not? Sabi mo, existence, it involves sentient, di ba? Pero a table is not sentient. Does it exist?
Yeah, it does, but for...
But it's not sentient.
Teka. Existence. I think sa akin ang reality is... Yeah, I think they are synonymous, reality and existence.
So, pwede mong i-interchange, ganon.
Hindi naman, I'm not saying na you can use it
Then
directly,
kung,
pero in a way,
kung hindi mo pwedeng i-interchange yung paggamit, then there should be a distinction, right?
of course, meron siyang distinction.
What would be the distinction para sa'yo?
Not sure, you tell me.
Okay, would you accept this? Everything that exists is real, but not all real exist. Would you agree with that? Example is laws. Natural laws. They don't exist, but they are real.
They don't exist, but they are real.
Mhm.
But does that make it does not equivalent to existence?
No, it doesn't. Because
Why?
all that exists is real. But not all that is real actually exists. Like numbers, laws of logic. They don't exist, but they are real.
Yeah.
Okay, now the question is, you just said na ang existence must occupy times, space, matter, and time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Ngayon, if you're asking for the existence of God, what would you expect if you ask for the existence ng sarili mo conception? He must occupy space, matter, and time, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. Ngayon, since we have a distinction between reality and existence, we will have no problem arguing for the reality of God. We have no problem with that. The question is existence. Kasi
It's real
even
for
in
some.
your own definition, he must occupy space, matter, and time. Question.
No, I did not claim that it needs. But what I'm saying is, if something is outside space in time, because
That's
numbers,
real.
yes, if you say numbers, it's not comparable to numbers again.
Again, you keep saying that it's not comparable with what? This not comparable. That's a claim. You have to prove that it's not comparable.
It's just not comparable to.
Yeah, that's assertion.
Not
Why?
really.
Why not?
It's just not comparable to me because numbers are not supernatural.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
It's not supernatural, and we
So
can
it's
prove
natural. Numbers are natural then.
yes because because
Okay, can you
numbers they are
actually prove that numbers are natural? Pwede mo ba i-prove sa amin yan?
because they are proven to be.
Do they exist? Do numbers exist?
Yeah, they exist.
They do? Really?
Yes, they can.
Okay, prove it.
I think. So, you want me to prove how numbers exist?
Yeah, because you're claiming that it exists.
But I don't need to.
They don't need to exist?
Th- What I'm not saying they don't need to say exist, but I don't need to prove that numbers exist.
Why not?
I just don't need to prove that number exists because they've been proven to be they've been effective. They've been used to different sorts of things in the world, in the natural world.
So, ibig sabihin, pag sinabi kong, ang sabi ni Christ, love God and love your neighbor as yourself,
Mhm.
since that's effective, I don't have to prove God exists then.
I'm not sure if God is the moral compass.
Yeah, again,
Not.
nakikita mo yung pasensya na, pero yung skepticism ng yung bullshit meter mo, kapag ka Diyos na pinag-uusapan, nasa dulo. Pero kapag ibang bagay yung pinag-uusapan, parang no, I don't have to prove it, you know? I don't have to. Really? Why not?
If you just come to think of it, 'di ba? Come on, we're tap dancing, 'di ba? If you
We're not. You're just not giving arguments.
it's we're talking about numbers because you are trying to compare a supernatural claim with
No, I'm not.
what's
I'm not. I'm just
objectively.
no. I'm not. I'm just trying to prove that there's a distinction between reality and existence. And you keep saying you're too stubborn to say na numbers exist, which they don't. They are real. Gravity doesn't exist. We only perceive the effect of it, so
Right.
it doesn't exist. It is real though.
Mhm.
So gusto kong maglagay ng distinction between reality and existence, but you are stubborn to the point na sabihin mo gravity exists, numbers exist, na I don't have to prove it. That's
Of course, I
absurd.
don't need to. That's not absurd. I think a supernatural claim is absurd.
Huh?
No, when I say that I don't need to prove gravity in numbers, I think a lot of your viewers would agree that I don't need to prove that they exist. I don't need to prove that they are proven
No,
to be
you do.
effective.
No.
Numbers,
A lot of my
numbers were
viewers would
used.
agree na you have to prove it.
Okay, but all right, fair enough. Pero numbers are proven to be effective. Numbers are the
Sure.
reason why
Again.
we have been
Again.
to the moon.
Balik na naman tayo sa point ko na tama, you're proving my point again. Since you're saying it is effective, you are only perceiving it in its effect, not in its existence, right? You're doing it again.
Yeah.
Katulad ng sinabi ko kanina.
I'm not sure about that.
You're not sure about that? Sabi mo kasi it's effective. Well, okay, you're just saying na it exists because it's effective.
Yeah, one of
That's not a
yeah,
proof.
one of the reasons why it exists because it is effective. I'm not saying that's the only reason.
Oh, ganito. Ganito. Ako ba, ganito. May lola ka siguro ng 15th century, no? Here we go. Sa existence ng lola mo in the 15th century.
Mhm.
Nag-exist ba siya?
Yeah, before na-exist siya before.
Okay, what's your proof of that?
Mm,
You don't tell me you don't have to prove it again.
Common sense. I think.
Oh, common sense. Okay. Common sense is not so common nowadays.
Yeah, I think it's basic common sense. That
Yeah, basic
you
common
need
sense doesn't
to,
suffice. I'm sorry.
you
It
need
doesn't
to have
suffice. I'm sorry.
ancestors. Then you need to have ancestors.
All I'm asking is, what is your proof, your evidence, direct evidence that your grandma in the 15th century actually exists? What's your evidence for it?
No, I'm not sure if I need to provide you an evidence.
Here we
since
go. So
it's understandable.
every time, tama ba? Every time I ask you about proving the existence of a certain thing, or kahit ano, pag tinanong kita sa'yo mo, I don't have to prove it except for God, right?
Because you can throw in analogies, that doesn't mean that's true.
Yeah,
So,
but it doesn't
you
make it
just-
false. Wala kang argument.
Yeah.
Ang sinasabi mo lang, appeal to authority. Sabi mo, the scientists are actually proving it. And then nagkakaroon ka ng fallacy ng pragmatic fallacy na because it works, because it's effective, that's a
Appeal to-
fallacy as well. Circular reasoning because it's written. So, what's your point? How do we prove the existence of anything then?
Appeal to authority, but we're talking about Newton.
Huh?
I mean, when you talk about gravity, that's not appeal to an authority.
It is appeal to authority. You said
No,
the
it
the scientists actually proven it, right? Sabi mo?
Just because I try to mention scientists, that doesn't mean it will fall to appeal to authority fallacy. Because
Ano ba ibig sabihin na appeal to authority fallacy? Sige nga, lecturean mo nga ako. Ano ibig sabihin na appeal to
Teka,
authority fallacy?
when you mention famous, I don't know the word for word dictionary definition, but it seems that appeal to authority, based on how you've used it, that I refer to some famous people or other people to prove my argument. Correct?
Yeah, you have no argument. You just appeal to them. That's the very textbook definition of appeal to authority.
Yeah, because that's how, as I've said earlier, that's how burden of proof works.
No. Sabi ko nga, ulitin ko nga, ano ba ang ibig sabihin na appeal to authority? Lecturean mo nga ako. Sige nga.
Unfortunately, hindi kita malalecturean yan. I'm not an expert in logic, pero it depends. Based on how you've used it.
No. There's a textbook. There's a definition for it. Appeal to authority means
Alam
you are using the experts, kahit yung
Exactly.
famous pa, the experts to say na you are right or you are correct.
Exactly
Is-
what I've said. Diba?
Yan ba yung ginawa mo o hindi? Sabi mo, I don't have to prove it because the scientists proven it. Appeal to authority yan o hindi?
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's appeal to authority by definition.
Hmm. It's a fallacy, but we're
Yeah.
talking about gravity. We're talking about something that has an objective truth. I mean,
Yeah, I don't care. That's a
uh,
fallacy pa rin
how
kahit ano
about
pa sabihin mo.
yeah, fallacy is
Ganito, ganito, ganito.
we can call
Ganito,
it fallacy.
tama ba yung pagkakaintindi ko? Tama ba yung pagkakaintindi ko? You are asking me to
Mhm.
prove the existence of God. But when I ask you sa mga bagay on how you prove that it exists, you don't have to. You don't
Yes.
need to because the scientists actually proven it. Ngayon, ang question ko sa iyo is ganito.
Uh,
Since you don't have any conception of existence, how are you going to be convinced? You don't know, you don't even know what existence is.
won't I know what existence is?
Because I'm asking you to prove it. The existence of gravity, prove it to me. How do you prove it?
I'm not making a claim about that because, as I've said, for the nth time, there's an objective truth.
You just say 100% sure ka nag-exist yung gravity. You just made a claim, dude.
No, it's not a claim.
It's not?
Why is it a claim? That gravity
Yeah, sabi mo
exists?
it exists.
We're all the scientists you can ask.
Yeah, appeal
Would
to
agree.
authority yun. You appeal to authority yun.
You can say it's appeal to authority, but what I'm saying is a fact.
O so sabing,
These are just facts.
again, that's a claim na it's a fact. Again, you keep
And no, it's
using
not
the
a claim.
same, you keep using the same error. So, pwede ko ba sabihin to? I don't have to prove God exists because all theologians said God exists.
Um, no, it's these are just mental gymnastics.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
that's what you're doing.
I'm not sure where this is going. You're making analogies. Just because you can make an analogy doesn't mean it proves your argument.
Yeah, but it proves
Can
to me
agree
that you have no conception of what existence is. You don't know how to make an argument. Then you're asking for an evidence for the existence of God or argument for the existence of God.
I think it's
Yeah, you're right. Making an analogy doesn't prove anything, but it proves that you don't know anything.
I'm not sure, but I don't know anything.
Yeah, you
Because,
just said you don't have to prove the existence of gravity, right?
But that doesn't mean I don't know anything.
Or tell me one thing that you
That's
know
it. That's
for
all.
sure. Gravity exists, right? 100%.
Right? One thing I know, I have a brother. I think, do I need to prove that to you?
I think so. If you're claiming that, you have to prove that to me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you prove it?
How do I
That you
prove
have a
that?
brother.
I'll just basically just show you the birth certificates and show you my brother himself physically.
So, especially the DNA and all the stuff, right? Kasi
Of course.
you
Yeah.
might be making up stories,
Correct.
right?
Correct. Fair enough.
Okay, why can't you do that with gravity?
What do you mean?
You just proved theoretically you can actually prove the existence of your brother.
Mhm.
And I grant that.
Yeah.
But ba't hindi mo pwedeng gawin sa gravity yon or sa numbers?
No, it's just to. It's different. It's different.
Yeah, I
because
know it's
gravity-
different. But
we-
the way you actually use logic and evidence and method are the same.
No, because come on, we've been taught gravity since we're grade school probably.
Okay.
Numbers.
Yeah. I don't
So
care
I
about that.
don't
So
yeah.
you just prove theoretically that your brother exists, right?
Mhm.
I accepted that. You accept it. Then that's one way to prove the existence of your brother, right?
Yeah.
And then I can grant that he exists. And then I can accept the evidence and the argument. Pero here's my question. Can you do that with your grandma in the 15th century?
No, I can't.
Does it follow she doesn't exist?
She does exist.
No. Does it follow na she never existed?
No.
Okay. Then there's a way to actually prove the existence of anything, right? There's a way. Do you need that? Do you need the scientist to actually prove that your brother exists?
No.
Okay, pero we have the same conception of existence. What makes your argument and evidence necessary para mai-prove mo sa existence ng brother mo? Okay, what's in them? What's the point of them? Yung mga evidence and arguments na binigay mo. Ano meron doon? Bakit it actually proves the existence of your brother?
What do you mean? Pakiulit ng question.
Kaya mag-i-end na rin ako kasi may interview kami. Ito na last question ko sa iyo. Since medyo confused ka pa yata sa sa existence sa reality. So ito na question ko sa iyo. Kung nag-i-exist ang Diyos, ano bang inaasahan mong evidence? Sige nga. Ano makapagpabago ng isip mo na, ay, God exists? Ano yun? Ano yung evidence na yun? Ano yung evidence na yun?
I've also been asking that question to myself, pero I honestly not sure because it's an all-powerful. Come on, it can do anything. It can just reveal it in front of your face that there is a God, or it can change your mind. Because since it's all-powerful, it can change your mind. But I'm not sure it can, since that God is.
No,
if it's
that's
true-
not what I'm asking. If God exists, what convincing evidence ang inaasahan mo? Ano ba yung gusto mong evidence na God exists?
I'm really not sure how to answer that.
Okay,
It depends on that God because
summarize ko lang, no? Summarize ko lang. So, at this, first, I ask you about reality and existence. You cannot make a distinction between them. Tapos, you actually try to prove, you don't have to prove the existence of gravity and numbers kasi the scientists actually proven it. And then at the same time, when I ask you what kind of evidence do you need for the existence of God, you don't know. So you don't believe God exists, but you don't know the evidence you're asking for. Tama ba?
because I'm not sure because it's an all-powerful being. It can reveal it to you in a lot of ways.
But I know the evidence. I know the evidence na kailangan ko para maniwala na nag-exist yung brother mo. I know that. Right? I know that ano yung ini-expect kong evidence na Diyos ang kapatid mo yung nag-exist. And you're telling me you want to demand for the argument or evidence for God's existence but you don't know what it is. Tama ba?
Yeah, and it's just based on observation as well that can make you made you believe that there is no God.
So you believe God doesn't exist. Pero hindi mo alam kung anong evidence na gusto mong malaman kung God on how God exists or if God exists, right?
Yeah, as I've said, you can do it a lot of ways. Reveal Himself, change my mind. Because
Yeah, that's not I don't have to change your mind about 1 + 1 = 2.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying God can change my mind because I believe.
Pero
in something.
how? How is he going to change your mind? How do you think? Parang, how do you think? Just give us a rough estimate.
An all-powerful being can do that easily. Easy.
Yeah, sure. Pero ano nga yung ina-expect mo?
Not sure. Reveal Himself. As I've said, there's a lot of ways which a powerful being can do.
Oh, ito ngayon. Oh, sige ngayon. Let's talk about falsification then. May belief ka na God doesn't exist, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Theoretically, what would falsify that belief?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. That's your belief. Kasi I know how to falsify my belief.
I'm not sure. You haven't met the burden of proof.
Huh? You don't, you don't even know what a burden of proof is. That's the problem.
You made the claim, so you have the burden of proof.
Yeah, pero kayo na
Like
para
the other
sinasabi,
case.
prove mo nga yung existence nito, prove mo nga ito, prove mo nga ito, I don't have to. Well, you have no conception of existence.
No.
Why would I even talk to you about burden of proof? You don't even know what it means.
It's night and day difference when you talk about gravity and numbers.
Yeah, that's a claim. You keep saying good bumper sticker quotes, pero
These are just,
again,
come on, Kayo, I just want to be honest. This has been just tap dancing, mental gymnastics, word salad.
yeah, from
I'm
you.
not sure. No,
From
I'm
you,
not-
because there's no way to prove anything to you. That's the problem.
no, that's not the problem.
Yeah, you don't even know how to prove yung existence ng gravity. I don't have to prove it. Then I don't know how to prove it to you. You don't even know what evidence, kung ano yung gusto mo na ine-expect mo sa existence ng Diyos. You don't even know that. Maybe ganito. Maybe you just never thought of it real deep enough to actually know kung anong evidence na gusto mo. You did not take it seriously. Baka yun yung problema.
I'm not sure. You can
Yeah.
talk about the other.
You're not sure of
Yes.
everything. But you're 100% sure of the existence of gravity.
Come on, we're going back to objectives.
Yeah, kasi we're done. Thank you very much. Okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.